TGR. What's up, everyone? Rudy here. Before we get into things, I just want you to know that in this video, I'll be looking at the performance of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, but not from a scientific point of view. These are purely my opinions and impressions based off of my gameplay. I won't be talking about gameplay per se. I feel like Onyx did a pretty good job of that in his impressions video. I'm also going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. There are a few minor story spoilers from the beginning of the game, but nothing over the top that I'm going to be talking about. After a crazy day and a half of traveling, I finally got to Europe and was able to activate my downloaded copy of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on my Switch. The entire time that I was flying and going from one terminal to the other, I was reading tweets and reviews about the game. It looked like poor optimization and the lacking of a few features made the Switch version the much lesser version compared to those on the other platforms. This got me thinking, is the performance on the Switch as bad as other people are saying? Does it put a damper on the overall experience and immersion in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night? For the next couple of months, the Switch is going to be my go-to console for almost everything gaming related. I think we all expected a visual downgrade in comparison to the other versions, but not a performance downgrade. And this is kind of why I wanted to go ahead and talk about this. When I first started to play the game, I didn't really see too much of a performance change. The difference between 60 FPS and 30 FPS is definitely there, don't get me wrong, but that's not the only thing I noticed. The gameplay starting out didn't seem that bad, but then the first boss battle happened. After loading the story cinematic, things got really choppy. You could tell that the Switch was struggling to process everything that was going on. It put the game to a 15 to 20 frame per second rate. It was just noticeably subpar, even for the Switch's lackluster horsepower. Then there were moments that were just kind of odd. The game would go ahead and get sluggish and downright to a crawl in places where there wasn't even that much happening on screen. The game would slow down exponentially in those places where there were only one or two characters, while moments filled with enemies on screen had no issues at all. Something worth mentioning though, the majority of the time I was playing in handheld mode. When I started to play in docked mode after getting situated, I noticed that there was a slight bump in performance. The blemishes were there overall, don't get me wrong, but they just weren't as pronounced. It's usually the other way around when it comes to performance on the Switch, by the way. Docked mode normally puts a strain on the console, which causes it to showcase the issues that I saw in handheld mode. Most of the time, this is because of up-resing anything that's going on. Now, the developers have openly said that they're aware of the issues, and they've started working on optimizing those issues on the Switch version as well as the other versions. They've listed a bunch of issues on their forums that the fan base themselves have voiced. Those issues include the HD rumble, crash stability, optimizing Miriam's jump, a variety of updates to the engine, optimizing enemy animations, input delays, and more Switch-specific optimization. There's no timeline of when these updates will come out, just the, quote, few weeks, end quote, that they mentioned. Hopefully, the updates for the performance will reflect in both the handheld and docked mode. I'd like to say that out of the three of us, I'm the most forgiving out of the group. I'll notice a blemish, but not put the entirety of the experience down because of it. But I had to talk about these issues to let other Switch owners know. So, is the performance as horrible as other people are saying? Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'd have to say that it is. Everything that people are saying is pretty much on par with what I've experienced so far in my playthrough. Does this make the game unplayable? Aside from that glitch with the chest opening that was patched with the 1.01 update, no, I think it's seriously fine. I'm enjoying myself, the combat, and the metroidvania mechanics that are obviously present. I love the genre and would still recommend this to anyone out there that's a fan of the genre. The developers are listening as well to the fanbase, which is something that I have to respect. So, did you all get this game on the Switch, and are you guys experiencing any issues similar to what I've said or different from what I've said? Or are you going to hold off on buying it until the update patches are released? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But until next time, guys, deuces.
Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos.
Be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.